But first up, the big setback for the BCCI, with the president of BCCI, Anurag Thakur, and Secretary Ajay Shirke being asked to demit office. All state associations have also been asked to implement the orders. In fact, the Supreme Court ordered the removal of Anurag Thakur as the chief of India Cricket Board's BCCI, saying that all the board officials who had not fallen in lines with the reforms, if you remember, that were recommended by the Lodha committee must go. So the Supreme Court showing the door to Anurag Thakur and also sacking Ajay Shirke. And after that historic BCCI judgment, the head of the Lodha panel, Justice R.M. Lodha, spoke to our correspondent Rahul Rawat, and this is what he had to say. Let's listen in.
I have with me Justice R.M. Lodha. Sir, you had pointed out a number of impediments in implementing the recommendations. After the removal of Ajay Shirke and Anurag Thakur, you think the road is clear and Supreme Court has taken the right decision?
I hope so, because once the order of 18 July 2016 was passed and committee was given task to implement the order, we proceeded in that earnest. We fixed timelines, but when we found that there were a lot of obstructions and impediments, timelines were not being adhered to by the BCCI, we submitted status reports. As a matter of fact, we submitted 3 status reports, and after hearing them, today's order has come. Hopefully, this will help in implementation of the order passed by the Supreme Court on 18 July 2016.
And sir, you think BCCI, could have behaved or done all this in a more mature manner? Probably wouldn't have had to face the kind of situation they are in today.
One should understand that the order of the highest court has to be implemented. Nobody can disobey it. Nobody can just find escape route. So had they implemented the order of the Supreme Court, which accepted our reforms and our report, perhaps this day would not have come, and there was no necessity of passing the order which the Supreme Court passed today. But unfortunately, BCCI refused to implement the order. So this is the first step by the Supreme Court in ensuring that its judgment of 18 July 2016 is implemented and no obstructions remain in implementation of that order.
Sir, probably a few gentlemen in the top at the BCCI, probably they could be the reason why BCCI is in the situation today. Especially Anurag Thakur, against whom perjury charges can also be initiated.
Look, that of course order has to be seen. I won't comment on that. I can only say that we submitted our report on 4 January 2016. BCCI had full say before the Supreme Court in objecting to our report. They criticized each and every aspect contained in our report, but ultimately on 18 July, after hearing, the Supreme Court largely accepted our report and gave us task to implement the order. So once the Supreme Court passed the order, it had to be implemented, and there was absolutely no escape.
This is going to be great news for Indian sport and cricket in particular. Though you've been watching what's happening in IOA, right? That is another case of absolute shambles. That will be clarified too now.
मैं इसलिए लड़ रहा था 2 मिनट कि बिहार की मिट्टी में इतनी ताकत है।
क्या फैसला है पहले बताइए।
फैसला ये है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने रिमूव कर दिया सिरके और अनुराग ठाकुर को, और परजरी और कंटेम्प्ट इनिशिएट किया उनके ऊपर।
अनुराग ठाकुर के खिलाफ,
हाँ, और सिरके दोनों के खिलाफ। और साथ ही साथ जस्टिस लोढ़ा कमेटी का जो भी रिकमेंडेशन था, 70 साल ऊपर चार्जशीटेड व्यक्ति, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स, करंट मिनिस्टर्स, ये लोग सारे हट गए बोर्ड से। और